One day after President Biden worked to reassure Democratic governors about his 2024 run at the White House, one of the top names being floated as his potential replacement is in a key battleground state right now. He was headlining a Biden campaign 4th of July event just at the top of the hour. And NewsNation's Jackie Koppell joining us live from Michigan. Jackie, what are we hearing from voters on the ground?
Absolutely. As you can see, the event is just wrapping up now. Governor Newsom literally left about 30 seconds ago after meeting with voters and speaking with them, as well as speaking with the press. Now, Michigan is a swing state for a reason. There are a lot of voters here who are still undecided. Gavin Newsom was here to rev those voters up and help the president reset his campaign. Here is what Newsom had to say regarding the debate and what he heard from President Biden last night in that Democratic governors meeting.
Things are what they are. Joe Biden, regardless of time of life, has a quality of imagination where he's delivered more than any president in my lifetime in just 3.5 years. I'm old-fashioned. I care about, results and outputs, and he's produced. And so, I'll leave more objective minds to judge that. But I'm not looking for a performer-in-chief. I'm looking for a commander-in-chief.
It's about the performance. You keep hearing that over and over from the surrogates. It's about also the results, right? They're aware that the performance was not great, but also that the results in their minds as Democrats has been stellar. Gavin Newsom talking about jobs and how many jobs President Biden's administration has created, over 15 million, particularly as compared to Donald Trump and previous Republican administrations. Now, in addition to Gavin Newsom being here, the First Lady was also in Michigan yesterday. She helped open the 45th Biden-Harris campaign office up in Traverse City. That is a more conservative area. In fact, up until 2022, they had never had a Democratic state representative. So now a true swing state area. Here is a couple voters talking about their thoughts on the candidates. Who do you think you'll be supporting in the election?
I believe the Democratic candidate, whoever that turns out to be.
Well, I've seen what's gone on in the last 3.5 years, and it's been a disaster, so I'll go the other way.
So, as you can see, voters not happy with their choices, but choosing their candidate nonetheless. Again, that was a swing area. Gavin Newsom, I want to point out, also spoke about the reports that President Biden had said he has to sort of sleep more and perhaps have events end earlier, around 8 p.m. And Newsom defended the president, saying that in his world, in his experience, Biden has energy, that the man he saw last night was the President Biden that he knows, and that 8 p.m. was sort of a figurative way of speaking, and that Biden is only human. Now, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, she has also come out in support. She tweeted that Joe Biden is our nominee. He's in it to win it, and I'm with him. Back to you.
Yeah, we are seeing the show of support today, and Jackie Koppell monitoring the very latest in this important swing state on the ground on this 4th. Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.